Thank you very much, Red Eye. Here we go once again, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 now between Liquid and Newbee. I'm ODPixel. I'm here with Blitz. And indeed, the Miracle Invoker comes out. Some flashy picks from Liquid. Newbee, a different approach. This time, they themselves being the team to have to deal with the opponents having Naga Siren.
Yeah, and KP throwing out that early game banter. Respects that they took it. Says Kuroki. And now Kuro throwing it a little bit back at him. They probably didn't expect him to pick it up. But Kuro saying, if you can play it, so can I. And more importantly, the crowd's so hyped for this Miracle Invoker. They very well should be. This is a very good Invoker game.
Absolutely, as the panel said, one of the big things to look out for, that Tornado to deal with the G8. Miracle Invoker, will he provide the show that the fans are hoping to see? We'll have to wait and find out. I mean, the question is, I want to say, Blitz, is they love it. they just love this man. I mean, we could just keep showing Invoker, showing Miracle, and every time.
Oh, that's so nuts. Great fans.
Let's hope he can show up for the Liquid fans in the audience today.
All right, guys, come on.
I love it. I love it. Oh, here we go. So the question is, Blitz, can Newbee deal with an Naga Siren? I mean, this is the team that has been, destroying everyone with this pick. If you're a team and you're utilizing it that well, do you think, are they aware of ways to deal with the Naga, or do you think they themselves are like, well, we actually don't really know how to deal with it ourselves, so good luck to us, I guess. I mean, what do you think Newbee's going through their heads at the moment?
I think it's very nice for Liquid to be able to play. They have a lot of counter-initiate is the big thing. Like, they're not trying to set up any of these massive spells. The synergy between the Invoker and Naga is okay, but the big thing is, as soon as Disruptor pops his ulti and Call Down comes down, you can reset these fights. As soon as GA flies down, you simply just pop your sleep, wait things out, and then take the fight again. And I think that's how they're going to utilize it this game. Similar to how Newbee does it, although Newbee usually pairs it with something like the Disruptor, so they get a very clean ulti. At the same time, they've got very nice lane matchups here.
Oh,
GH trying to get a little bit low.
He's okay. Does have that telekinesis if need be. And get another Astral in. It's going to get a lot of damage buff as it passes through multiple heroes. Kuro falling relatively low, but just creating that space early on for Miracle to find that farm.
And up the top, very nice matchup for Team Liquid, as this Pit Lord is so good against this Omni Knight. At the same time, when I asked KP about it earlier, why they decided to pick it into this matchup anyways, they said they don't really care. It's such a good mid-game hero that it shouldn't impact things too much anyways.
I'm just trying to man up 1v1 against each other up top. 5 for 2, 4 for 2, even CS at the moment there, bottom lane. Trying to make a bit of a go onto Faith as they drag him up. Kuro and GH just over the beat down, but Timmerman not quite able to close the gap to follow up there on that bottom lane.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Owen, they're actually going to go tri-lane Matuma-man's lane, which is something we don't see very often, as Missile going to fly onto GH.
And GH was trying to go in very aggressively there onto Faith, but with that missile connecting, I think Newbee are going to be able to turn this one around. Who's going to fall first? Faith with GH? It will be GH as Newbee get themselves first blood. GH will... Kuro will be able to get Faith in return, but still, Newbee the ones to claim that extra bit of bounty from the first blood.
Yeah, and Matuma-man going to get a little bit more space to farm here, as he was being contested quite hard in this mid lane. Miracle going to get stomped up, as Triple C doesn't have that Lance yet though. Already used it off cooldown. And GH already mid, but I think the reason why they're not playing around this mid lane as much is because the kill potential simply not there as the Sunstrike flies on through.
It's off point. Doesn't matter though. Liquid still get the kill onto Faith. In mid lane though, they are going to look to try and turn and take Miracle down in response. There's CCC and Kaka moving in. Telekinesis for GH to drag back SCCC. Kaka trying to move in and diving in onto Miracle. The south, the verified, not enough. SCCC will get the lance in and will take down Miracle.
Yeah, and Miracle has a Sunstrike available soon. Does have it. Kaka gonna walk into it!
That's why they were cheering him as much as they were at the start. The fans know to expect stuff like this from Miracle.
Oh, that was unbelievable.
It was absolutely perfectly as well on top of it. It wasn't one of these, these weak Sunstrikes they hit on the side. That was straight down the cranium of that Elder Titan. Absolutely bang on headshot from Miracle.
Yeah, and that's why whenever you play against this Miracle Invoker, you've got to vary things a little bit. As at bottom lane, KP getting harassed up a little bit. They shouldn't have enough to kill him here. As Kuro trading hits, Matama Man swinging around the side though. KP out of mana here, does have the mango.
Got the vision, he has got that one mango for the extra purification, but as you say, Matama still with the magic missile. Repel is out, and it's not going to be enough to save him though, as they punch on through. The mind control takes down KP, same time up top. GH being chased down by Faith and Kaka. See if they can get this Rubik kill. GH jukes himself away from the kinetic field, but there is a homing missile inbound. GH will take a bounty rune on his way down. Faith not actually letting his Jara get the kill. He wants it himself. Will secure it with the final right click from the Disruptor. Matuma Man actually TPing over to this top lane. He's now there, and with the magic missile into the Sunstrike, Faith is down. They've got a lot of setup, Liquid, for that Sunstrike, so you can certainly expect to see Miracle try and get involved. He would have loved to get the kill with that, but at the least he can be happy knowing that he helped secure his carry, Matsuma Man, a kill early on.
Yeah, not to put a damper on things though, but this SCCC Phantom Lancer is doing very well when it comes to net worth. 400 in front of Miracle. Has had a lot of space. The levels are there for him too. Kuro though swings around. He needs to net the correct one.
He tries to go for it there, but SCCC a little too far away. And with the reaction from Faith, Kuro backs up. He's held down in the field, but we'll be fine with GH and Miracle by his side.
And Salve almost popped, but SCCC instead wants the mana at the same time. Gonna go for the Shrine. Healing up here as things a little bit reset as Newbee off to a decent start, even though the kill score is 5-3, the hero that they need to succeed. This Phantom Lancer is off to a very hot start. Meanwhile, in this mid lane, Miracle pretty far from his Midas, but that's okay. He's got a lot of different cores that can create space for him. I think that's why they decided to take this Matama Man Naga Siren.
I'm talking about up top, Kuro. Well, the Astral on top of them. The damage is already done, so he starts the Salve going. He will be fine as he retreats. Quite the difference between the two offlaners in CS. You see 34 on that, 35 now Mind Control. KP just on 17, so Mind Control double the farm of this Omni Knight in these laning stages.
And that's why oftentimes you'll see the Pillord at the counter pick.
Homing missile connects onto Matuma Man, pops the stick charges, trying to get himself away. Mugi and Faith chasing him down. Kuro looking to control Kek on the sideline. Sunstrike off point though. Miracle, he'll miss it. And with that, they'll lose Matuma Man. Maybe even more. Stomp attempted by Kaka. It will come through, but he loses his life still. This is 2. Make that 3 kills almost certainly for Newbee. As this time Newbee, the ones to clean up that aggression the Liquid were going for on that top lane. You've got to be careful. This Gyrocopter, level 5. One more creep and Mugi will be level 6. Suddenly these sort of plays from Liquid get so hard to pull off. But Timmerman's eyeing it up. But with the cooldown available, they have to be careful how they go on Mugi.
Yeah, and Mugi, not the target that they want to go on, but they don't feel like they have a lot of choices just because KP already hampered quite a bit, so they're trying to harass the core.
Look at this, talking about harassing cores, running down Miracle in mid, SCCC and Kaka. Miracle trying to retreat, has the stick charges, pops down the ice wall, and that will be enough to slow them down. He'll turn for a right click or 2 onto Kaka.
The harass is enough though, and the Underlord now takes the lead as he is very farmed. Arcane Boots and the Soul Ring completed on him. It's not easy for KP to contest this lane anymore. We see that already as he's just spamming out that Firestorm. And with the damage advantage, not easy for him to last hit. And meanwhile, SCCC in mid lane, still doing very well for himself, forcing Miracle to buy raindrops. Gonna further slow down that Midas timing. Which means that Liquid gonna have to rely more heavily on Matama Man, who has been forced into the jungle right now. If you compare the difference between what he and Mugi has, it's quite a lot.
Absolutely. The duo core, this Gyro PL, is certainly going to hit this sort of power point in the mid game where Newbee can look to confidently take the fights. Any chance they get to sort of fight the Miracle at the earlier stages head on is going to be a strong point for Newbee. Sure, the Sunstrike potential around the map early is good, but when it comes to a fully fledged team fight, Miracle, of course, still far from his full capabilities on the hero.
And here's the lift.
With the setup, onto Kaka, immediately burst down. Liquid get 1. Can't quite get the catch onto Faith though, as the kinetic field holds them back.
And I think the annoying thing for them is normally whenever they have this Miracle Invoker, they try to kill the enemy mid-hero as often as they possibly can, but with their group of heroes, it's not easy to take down this Phantom Lancer.
No, not at all. SCCC, as we've been saying, having a pretty fun and easy time in the mid lane. Not necessarily setting too far ahead of Miracle. Miracle getting those, a bit of gold from the Sunstrike kills. I'm going to see on the side, Kakra and Mugi bringing in the gyrocopter towards this mid lane. They try for the stomp, not going to connect, but the cooldown slow will. Now chase down Kuro. Can he do anything to get himself out? As the homing missile inbound, he will get himself far enough away that Mugi doesn't want to chase any deeper. Liquid are there, and Newbee realized that, so a bit of wasted time effectively for Mugi coming to across towards that middle lane and not getting anything done with that first gyrocopter rotation. Matuma Man, though, he may actually end up giving them Newbee something for the time that they spent moving around as he pushes out on that top lane all on his own, and Mugi actually on the way back up, still able to get something with that as he takes down Matumba.
And Kuro might fall for this too. Did show up a little bit too late, and that's going to be an easy double kill for Newbee.
Miracle's getting dove upon SCCC. Can he get away with this one? He desperately wants. He's going to have Spirit Lance again in a second. He's trying to chase in. Telekinesis there for GH, dragging back the real PR with the cold snap. Miracle, he's looking to turn. He's got the Sunstrike. It's going to be on point. SCCC still alive for now, though. Can he get away? GH looking to close the gap for the final zap. Still don't know of damage. SCCC, he's got double gang back up in a second. Can he get over in time? He goes down. He misses it. The RNG's against him. Gaben is not on SCCC's side today as the illusions keep him pushed up on the high ground. Oh, how unfortunate there for SCCC.
That's the time where you wish you have a player cam.
Wow.
Because his reaction to that,
You've got to be
brutal.
Pretty bad there.
And Liquid for a second, you saw they're like, oh, well, he's gone. Then they realize, well, this illusion is actually hitting a lot harder than it should. And they get that much needed kill. We saw how difficult it was for them. It took the dive from SCCC to make that happen in the first place. Still, a kill is a kill for Liquid. Gladly take that as Mind Control continues to just farm. Now they've created a lot of space for this Invoker who's now jumped the PL in net worth. Almost has that Midas completed.
Matuma Man has come down here with a haste rune, trying to get something done with his movement. He's looking towards KP. It's a hard target to play around, though, with the repel available. KP should be fine to get back until, with a swap like that, Matuma Man actually finding the perfect setup. Does get a purification off. KP, not enough to survive, but look at the return fire. Here he comes with the cooldown. Glints back onto Matuma, dragging him into the static storm. Newbee will take him down. They will get the trade there, punishing Matuma Man for his over-aggressiveness. And sure, Matuma Man, he can go for these sort of kills, but as this Venge, he's not farming. He is going to fall further and further behind. And as you can see on the net worth, he is the lowest core at the moment in this game.
But how many times have we seen Matuma Man in that similar situation where it feels like he can't get anything done, but at the same time, his team will eventually kind of swing things back around for him, where he makes that comeback.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Mid lane, SCCC doing a very good job at forcing Miracle back. The constant illusion harassment. But are going to try and potentially take this fight here. His Mind Control. He has moved over to the middle lane. He'll be spotted out. Does want to try and put a stop to this tier 1 push. Newbee, they are there in large numbers though. Mugi and Faith on the sidelines. Mind Control just trying to tank it at the time, but GH is actually the first to get caught out. Thunderstrike glimpse, dragging back the Rubik. GH, he's gone. Newbee, they take 1 kill. Now they move immediately back towards the tower, seeing if they can get the catch onto Mind Control. They do find the Echo Stomp, closing the gap for SCCC and Mugi to move in, and they'll take Mind Control's life as well. Potentially, no! The song is keeping him alive, but no, indeed, the repel on Mugi, allowing him to continue to fight through, finish off the kill, gets the double, and with that, Newbee should be able to finish off this tier 1 tower. Same time, Matuma Man trying for the trade up top, puts the pressure onto the tier 1 there, but TPM will be from SCCC to put a stop to that one. Newbee holding their ground in that middle lane.
Radiant structures are
desperately looking to take this tower at a good timing, 12 minutes in, off the back of some very successful movements, moving around to treat this fight potential that they have just outclasses what Liquid can bring in terms of their heroes at this stage of the game. It's so hard for Liquid to fight this Gyro, ET Disruptor, Omni 4-hero matchup.
Yeah, here's the stun. No detection, though. They do have dust.
No, it is popped to it. They do get a bit of a mini glimpse with the static storm. They do trap him, but it looks like Mugi's actually headed up to Kuroki instead. I'm not going to be able to bring Miracle down. Miracle will be fine. Swap back onto Faith. It's going to be Liquid who will manage to catch one of the stragglers of Newbee. Faith left behind. The rest of Newbee retreat. Actually, immediate Dark Rift for Mind Controls. He's looking to go up to the top lane. SCCC was pressuring in onto the tier 1 tower. Mind Control brings the team up there to make sure that the PL has to immediately back up.
Feels like they should have committed for that kill on the Invoker, though. I don't think they expected them to get the glimpse into the ult, but if you lay down the call down there, 1 or 2 flat cannon hits, that should be a pretty easy kill, but instead doesn't fully commit for that, and then they're going to lose the disruptor, and that bottom call down flies onto GH.
Caught out by the homing missile. GH all on his own. Newbee should be able to claim another as they dance around the tree line. Same time up top, they've got the catch onto Mind Control. Kinetic Field comes in. Newbee ready to chase down this Underlord without the Dark Rift. No way for Mind Control to TP himself out. He continues to try and do his best with the Hood of Defiance, buying him some time, but there's no way that he can outdo the damage. The purification comes through from KP, and Newbee starting to step up the pace just a little bit. And this was always going to be the case, as we said, with Miracle Invoker. Liquid may have sort of expected the game to take this sort of turn at this stage. They are going to be waiting for the point where Miracle is sort of at his full power. But the question is if Newbee are actually going to give them the time to do so. Because Newbee, with these movements, with these plays, they're quickly taking over some of Liquid's area of the map.
At the same time, like you said, you have to expect it with the Invoker. This hero is not willing to fight pre-Aghanim Scepter, and you have to continue to just die, make space for him, take whatever you can on the map. Unfortunately, it's going to come at the cost of his teammates, and this is still a very good Invoker game. He's got a lot of AoE clear for all these newbie heroes, and once he gets a BKB, he's going to be nigh unkillable. But getting to that point is going to be the scary part, as Liquid getting hard-pressed. GH gonna get caught out here now as Triple C making his way forward.
And GH glimpses back straight into the hammer of KP with the purification. Another quick pick-off for Newbee. Kuro trying to do his best to disrupt the creep waves and get that push going again for Liquid up on the top lane as he pulls the wave around, allowing Matsu to shove in onto that top tier 1 tower if he so wishes, but they are going to have to eventually respond to these plays. Look at this, Mugi, Kaka moving behind the tower, getting the vision onto Miracle.
He's going to get stunned up.
Do they have the detection? They're closing in, they do. That's a big catch there for Newbee, taking down this Miracle Invoker. He doesn't want to be a part of the fights, as you said, but with Newbee moving in like that, behind tier 2s, looking up to the high ground of the base, he has to be so careful with his positioning, Miracle, because they have all the catch in the world with this Faith Disruptor that we've seen many times this LAN have just an incredible plays, and it's proving to be this time around without that Naga Siren that a lot of time has been relied on for him to do so.
Yeah, and with how strong
double damage
this Omni Knight is, his ability to force the dive, right? Because you're not afraid of the comeback from Liquid whatsoever. You don't respect it. So you're willing to go up onto a tier 3 tower at 16 minutes because Liquid has represented that they know they can win.
And look who they found in the jungle again.
With back to back
with the quick setup. Do they have detection?
They don't.
They don't.
That would have been huge for them.
I mean, committing 4 heroes like that. I mean, you
under attack.
You got to imagine they expected to have the chance to find him, but yeah, Miracle quick-fingered there with a Ghost Swap before he gets dragged into the Static Storm. I mean, I get maybe they were expecting they could control him before he was able to react like that, but Miracle straight up just walks out underneath the noses of 4 heroes.
Yeah, would have been massive for Newbee. These are the kind of mistakes that you can't afford to make. You need to keep dust on your heroes. Miracle will always get that off as a mid-lane GH. He's going to get glimpsed back. Faith is here. But gets the repel off on himself.
And look at this. Distraction made by Liquid. They go into the pit. Matuma Man, with that aura, with that minus armor, going to speed it up for the team. Will Newbee look to check it out? They did have vision up here, but I believe the smoke...
Oh, look at that burn damage. The Firestorm, so effective against the Roshan. And with Crow having sleep, they know there's no way.
Liquid certainly looking to get away with this one for free. Miracle will join in. Not quite sure if he got the last touch, but he might have there. Bit of extra gold into the bank of this Invoker, if so.
Are fortified.
I have that Aegis.
Is under attack.
GH is being hunted though. Moves into the jungle. He's got the repel. TP out. He's got the Earth Split coming in, but with the repel and the quick reactions with the TP, nothing they can do to hold GH back. Bottom lane, SCCC as well. Pushing it out. Goes for his own TP. Matuma can't quite close the gap in time to get that swap off. So SCCC able to push bottom out, get back, keep himself safe. And what are we looking at on the Aghanim's timing for Miracle? So just one more component left to go. He's getting closer and closer And as you say, that's when we have the chance to see these team fights really turn around. If he can find the correct angle, and with the amount of setup that his 4 teammates can provide him, there's definitely the opportunity to hit these multi-man tornadoes into Meteor Deafening Blast combos.
And another steal as the Rubik manages to find that Omni heal. This is why that hero's so good against it, as Faith gonna run into Matama Man in the jungle hero.
And they drag Matu back. There's no help for Matu here for the first life. Are they going to see anyone come through for the second time? It doesn't look like they will. Liquid just have to accept that Matu's going down. I mean, the definition of, as you've been saying, how Liquid play. This is always sort of the plan. They are okay with Matuma Man being bullied because they know that they can pick it up elsewhere in their lineup.
Yeah, and although he goes down, look at the amount of space that he creates for the rest of his team. Miracle getting closer and closer to that Aghanim Scepter.
If they can catch him though with this movement.
Time, very nice smoke here. They have dust this time.
Would be the dream for Newbee if they can, but the tornado immediately out response. Holding through the back, still the glimpses there into the static sword. They have managed to catch him. Homing missile connects, stomp onto 2. That's the kill they were looking for as Mugi hits the godlike streak, taking down Miracle. If they can continue to catch the Invoker, Newbee can absolutely just keep control of this game, and Mind Control is trying for the Dark Rift out. The glimpse comes a little early, so he will still be fine with the Dark Rift down to the bottom lane.
Yeah, and Faith thought... Actually, Faith had no idea how long it was going to take. He didn't see him from that area. Very easy escape for Mind Control, as he does go bottom. Very tanky with that pipe as well. But at the same time, I mean, they can just ignore this hero. They don't really care whether or not he's killable or not, because they keep finding this Miracle Invoker. That's the 3rd death. And the timing of it was perfect too. It was right before he finishes that Aghanim Scepter. Just 100 gold away. You're going to delay it by another 2 minutes. Force Liquid to continue to split up.
Double damage!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And look at this, well, the item queued up here for Kuro. So on this Naga Siren, actually having the Diffusal Blade queued up. Not something that I can say that we've seen that frequently recently on sort of these support Nagas.
Dire's bottom
Yeah, I think he wants to develop into another core. Him and GH have sort of swapped roles in this game. I think Kuro told GH, look, we just can't have enough impact with this Rubik at this time. We need another hero to pick up the slack.
A Newbee with a very deep wraparound as Liquid push out on this bottom lane.
Yeah, and that's Triple C.
Here we go, looking for the setup. They'll pop down the Spirit, call down onto Matuma Man, who immediately goes straight for the TP out. The stomp's in time, though. Matuma Man caught out. The rest of Liquid trying their best to get away, but GH also being found by SCCC off the back of that movement. Newbee keeping themselves ahead. Miracle does now have that item timing, though. The Aghanim Scepter is done, so we'll see how he's able to turn up to the fights in the future.
Yeah, and Mugi currently doing way too well. 10-0-4. Liquid cannot keep up with this gyrocopter. It feels like Newbee's everywhere right now. Anytime Liquid venture outside, they lose cores left and right. Miracle, they can't afford for him to go down. He's immediately going to Ghost Walk, doesn't even risk it. Spirit flies in, but Miracle should be just fine here. Gonna try to nuke down the next wave, potentially. As Triple C makes his way forward, he's gonna catch out Kuro.
Yeah, here he is, Kuro. Can he get out of it? He does have a song available, but he may just accept his fate. As indeed, the speed that Newbee can bring down targets at this stage is absolutely terrifying.
And they want to go for the high ground here. Miracle has the TP available. He's got to get back here quick. As Triple C, they're hitting the tower.
They've got the Pit of Malice onto 2. Quick doppelganger. Mugi keeping the push up. He's popped the flat cannon. That's down for 20. Fortification forced out by Liquid. 10 seconds still before Kuro comes back into the game. Newbee still confident, sticking around here for this. Any sort of setup would be nice. They get the stop. They do get the swap in onto Mugi. Bring them back up onto the high ground. Repels there, though. Static Storm onto Miracle to make sure that there's no follow-up. And with that Matuma Man, he's going to find the connection as he goes down. GH is well in trouble, but Kuro's there with the song. They need the setup. Has Miracle got the combo? He has the EMP. He has the Meteor and the Deafening Blast to blow up Mugi. They've stopped the push here as they take down the gyrocopter. Good Echo Stomp comes through, though, to allow the rest of Newbee to disengage.
Oh, look at the chase. At bottom, they want to take a tower out of this, too. 3 heroes immediately come in, but there's no follow-up.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Good
attack.
hold from Liquid there. The song setup, as we expected to see eventually come out, being devastating to the team fight attempt from Newbee. Impressive execution though from themselves as well, and you can see their faith heads up. As soon as he sees Miracle, he just traps him. Static Storm on top of them. He knows as long as he can keep the Invoker out of the fight, there's always going to be a bit of a chance for Newbee. But as we saw, Song of the Siren waits out that Static Storm, allow Miracle to reposition himself, and then it's a totally different story.
Yeah, and with no BKB on this gyrocopter, very susceptible to that every single time. And you saw that combo coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Matama Man has that centaur at all times. He's going to go for that swap into the stun. Newbee popped all their spells a little bit too early, and without the Disruptor ulti, Miracle, free to do whatever he wants. I think they have to be a little bit more patient with that. If you're only using it to hold him back, I think it sends the wrong kind of message.
Purification.
As we can see, net worth-wise, 6k lead still going the way of Newbee at the moment, but it's hit.
Yeah.
Bit of a flat line there off the back of that hold. Liquid were able to pull off. Kuro does have a missile inbound on him. They'll see if they can chase this one down. They do have dust on Kaka. Jump off Messi City, but the tornado. Miracle finds the setup. There's the combo. They're falling so damn low. Telekinesis out onto Jara. Mugi's down. Miracle goes forward with the Blink Dagger pickup. Cold Snap to set up a second. You can't go running into tight, confined situations like that when Miracle may be up there on the high ground. Every time, any sort of setup, Miracle, he's going to turn, he's going to hit the combo. And as you say, at this stage of the game, without those BKBs on the cores, you know, Mugi's still a recipe away. You're always going to go from 100 to 0 just like that.
Yeah, and I don't think they expected to be bursted like that. They really have to start respecting this Invoker. He's level 16, very strong. And now Tower's being taken by Liquid. That 6k gold lead gets chipped away. Now it's down to 4. Liquid starting to make a little bit of room for themselves on this map. They want to continue to move forward. Pressure on Miracle. Has all the items that he needs. Has that Blink Dagger completed. Wants to play very aggressively with it. Same time, Stomp gonna connect onto Mind Control. But no follow-up from Newbee, as I think they're starting to understand the game has changed.
Dire are scanning.
I mean, and in what sense, if you're Newbee now, do you sort of change how you're playing? Do you just simply focus on getting those BKBs and sort of getting your next big item rather than trying to force it as much as they have been?
I don't think it's easy for them to go for the high ground pushes as it used to be. Because in the past, they felt like they could just walk in. Liquid wasn't respecting it. They couldn't really do too much without the Invoker Aghanim Scepter, and so they had to largely play back. But this time around, they've got plenty of ways to deal with them. And usually what you do when you have an Omni and a Gyrocopter is you just let the Gyro repelled up hit the tower, but they've got so many ways to deal with that because of this Naga Siren. She just pops to sleep as soon as she sees that happen, nets the Gyrocopter, everyone beats on him, he will go down, even without spells.
Smoke up from Liquid. They're eyeing up Roshan. It is up and available.
Radiant are scanning.
They do have everything ready, the song and such. They can keep good control around the pit. Same time, of course, Newbee do have good ways of fighting in. If they can sort of play around the song, split a Static Storm, cooldown. That is all a lot of combo to throw down in a confined area like that Roche pit.
And right now, Phantom Lancer has a Blink Dagger of his own, wants to get on top of that Invoker. His game plan is very simple at this point.
Bottom tower is under
Try to assault the back lines.
Healing.
At the same time, Kuro always going to have that Song of the Siren to disengage. And look, at the same time, GH has stolen the Static Storm, so they've got their own sleep combo.
And that is absolutely something that Newbee are going to be very scared of. And Liquid may be able to catch them off guard here as they smoke up, start to move behind Mind Control here. Mind Control being the one to back up and push out this top lane and act as some sort of a bait. But it looks like Newbee won't fall for it. Newbee keeping themselves over to their half of the map.
Yeah, and they've got a very farmed Omni Knight who's got full Guardian Greaves and the Pipe of Insight. They're going to go for the smoke of their own. They're pinging around. Both teams might just collide here as Faith. His smoke gets popped.
He's going to be on the front straight away with the swap into Magic Missile. They've got the control. Newbee now actually still looking to try and take this. Mugi looking to lead forward. Homing Missile onto Matumba Man. Without the Disruptor, do they really want to try and take this, Newbee? It's a bit of a tricky one. Yeah, it's just going to be a stomp and disengage for Newbee. No point in trying to force a fight without that Disruptor. Without that Static Storm. And talking about Static Storms, it looks like, yeah, for GH, he will just be about to lose his. but he has had stolen. Does have a blink dagger now, though.
They want to continue to look for a fight. This Roshan is so important for both teams. The burst potential of Miracle can largely get negated if they just find an Aegis onto their gyrocopter. Won't even have to have the BKB ready, if that's the case, but Liquid continue to be all together, grouped up. Miracle, of course, is taking the opposite edge because he's so fast when he's Ghost Walked. Almost hasted.
And here we have Liquid forcing for a fight up top. Reaction will be there. Faith and Kaka looking to come in, but Tumberman, the grip with a swap into the telekinesis. Sunstrike Brew holding Mugi in place. He gets the BKB out of time. Now they look to turn, but the song is there. Kuroki trying to hold back the rest of them, but Tumberman going for the TP out. Gets clips to the side, but mind control. He's there with the dark grip. Takes them back in time. Liquid, get out of there. Everybody alive for now. I mean, GH, he is being chased by SCCC. We'll see if he's able to get the gap closed, but they don't have vision up on the high ground there, Newbie, so he won't jump forward. What a close disengage. But look at this. They know there's no song. They know there's no Dark Rift. Newbie want to try and punish. They'll run into GH, but GH with his blink dagger, quick with the reactions, jumps up to the high ground. They're desperately trying to find at least something that will get GH. They glimpse back the Rubik. They'll get something out of it at the end of the day. But this is what we're talking about, the potential that Liquid have as a unit to just make it so hard for Newbie to get away with any sort of team fight. And now Liquid, they're ready to come back in and punish for losing GH. They look towards Kaka. Kinetic Field is dropped. Here's the Cataclysm. Won't actually hit onto anyone, but it looks nice. That's going to be the Elder tying down. Miracle's actually been taken out on the sideline, though. SCCC found Miracle, took out the Invoker. Kuro and Matumaman still trying to fight, but SCCC and Mugi, they're going ham. Double kill for this PL, and they may find more. They've got their eyes onto mind control. They're chasing him. He pops out the pipe. They have the glimpse. Newbie, they've caught themselves another, and they find it. Triple kill for SCCC. And what a play there from Newbie. That top lane dodge from Liquid. Newbie say, look, we have to go now. This is what happens if we wait until Liquid have everything that they need for a fight. If we can run at them when there's no song, there's no Dark Rift, it's very hard for Liquid to get out of the fights.
Yeah, and you saw how effective that PL with the Blink Dagger was at getting on top of heroes. Liquid preoccupied. They were split up in that fight. They were chasing Faith around. And meanwhile, KP, just playing the role of the healer, kept him alive that entire time. That fight way too split up for them as Mugi now claims the Aegis for himself.
And look at this.
And they're going to even find Kuro again. He has sleep available in 1 second.
They do have the static storm if he wants to drop it. Kuro teasing around with the song, but Faith, he has the static storm if he sees that animation come out from Kuro, and he may not even need it. They glimpse him back, surround him, and Kuro down as well. Newbie, this is the sort of perfect play that we said needed to come out from them. We saw it in game 1, and we're starting to really see it shine through once again here in game 3. 2 heroes down on Liquid. They have to buy back. Look at SCCC blinking straight into the base. Looking to go on top of him. Doppelganger to dodge the combo. 3-man Echo Storm comes out, holding them back as Kaka controls Liquid, getting the space for Newbie to finish off at least a tier 3 as it looks. As they will find it, they turn their attention towards the racks. Miracle comes in, blinks out, trying his best to peel Newbie away from this push, but they're standing strong. Stolen homing missile thrown back the way of Mugi, holding him in place, but the purification's there for KP, keeping him topped up. Newbie just continuing to relentlessly push in. Liquid, can they put a stop to it? Song's back online, and Newbie, they know the big ults are there that they have to be worried about. They're starting to retreat. Sunstrike is going to be shared. Kaka, the bro move, tanks some of the get damage from Mugi. They'll be fine, and they'll get out of there. But Newbie, they're just becoming so much smarter about how they take the fights now at this stage. It's exactly what you said, Blitz. They have to adapt, and boy, are Newbie doing it.
Yeah, they're being very patient this time around. They're not forcing anything. They realize Liquid, very dangerous team, even with their backs against the walls. They're going to just claim the shrine instead. They know they have a lot of time left on their Aegis. They still have that cheese. Nothing was popped. That was too useful for them. And Liquid, they always have that combination. They can always sleep set up into these kills. That's why Newbie trying to shut out this game, being very smart about it, and the Illusion's going to shove in mid. They want to take down this tier 2 though, and this is the real target right now for Newbie.
And it looks like they're going to get away with it as well.
Radiant's top
Newbie
tower is under
coming in
attack.
as they are, and no attempt from Liquid to leave the base as it seems. They know that they have to just keep themselves and play from their advantage, from the high ground. Fighting for a tier 2 at this stage is not worth it for Liquid.
Radiant's
So
top
Newbie
tower
will be able to get away with claiming yet another tower. Miracle's trying his best for the split push down on the bottom lane. Level 21 on the Invoker. Lincoln Sphere, of course, done, and now working towards having that Octarine. Get a bit of pressure on, immediately blinking back, just playing as safe as he can. And look at this,
Radiant's
straight back at
middle
base.
barracks are under
Moogie, he's
attack.
back up on the high ground, gets a couple of hits onto the racks. It's got to be a little bit scared of the swap, but he does still have that Aegis. As you say, Chi's still there as well for SCCC. Newbee still wanting to use this timing. They know that the ults are there, but they're not too worried. Swap's going to be there onto the PL. It's on strike as well, off the mark. SCCC repelled him, able to get himself back into the safe hands of the rest of his team. Matuma Man will survive for now. Splinter flies in, but Matuma Man, he's out to the side. Not going to connect onto anyone. Commitment from Moogie here, though, as he pops the BKB, looks straight towards the racks, jump forward, SCCC heading towards Croaky. No, he actually just goes for Matuma Man with that Spirit Lance. He gets it. SCCC gets the kill. They're diving deep for this one, Newbee, but they're getting away with it. Double kill for SCCC. He's going ham. Kuro pops the song, but he takes it off straight away here as he knows there's no setup. He's got to just try and draw Newbee away from the base. Kuro's going to go down as well. Newbee, they've taken 3. They move to the top lane. 3 heroes down on Liquid without buyback. Only Mind Control and Miracle left alive. As Newbee, they'll definitely clean up a second set of racks. There is still a tier 2 on the bottom lane, but they could try and threaten for the game. Miracle comes forward, looking for the combo, but the connection's there with the kinetic field. The stop as well. Miracle held down, taken out, and GG is called. Newbee take game 3, bringing this best of 5 to a 2-1 in their favor. And what a game to do it in as well. It looked like Liquid had the edge at the start. It was very confident. Newbee couldn't find the chance to get the ball rolling, but when they did sort of that 25-minute mark, they did it in exceptional style. And